The third point, or the third red flag, right? A lack of transparency, right? I can't tell you, this is probably one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to the solar industry, is that I believe there's not enough transparency for the families. Solar is a relatively new product. It is a new service, right? And a lot of families are still catching up to understand how it truly works. And the last thing that you want to do is go into something and not understand who you're doing business with. Team, I can't tell you how many families I've spoken to, right, that they say, yeah, I went solar with a company. They don't have no idea what the name of the company is. They don't have no idea what program they're utilizing. They have no idea the name of the person that came to their house or got on the phone with them or on the Zoom call. They're just, it sounded good at the time. Maybe they made an emotional decision, but they're not truly clear on what it is that they're getting on their roof, right? You want to make sure, like, hey, for example, if I have a power purchase agreement, does this have an escalator? Does it not have an escalator? Basically, am I going to be paying a fixed rate, or is it going to be increasing over time? Right? What happens if I pay off the system soon? Can I pay off the system soon? Right? Hey, not everybody qualifies for the 30% tax credit, right? It might end up being that you're in a situation where, hey, you don't pay enough taxes. Maybe you're on disability. Maybe you're on a low income, and they need to be transparent that the numbers they're giving you, especially with a loan, it may not be your true cost of solar, because you may not qualify for the 30% tax credit, which again, very important to utilize and take advantage of. If if there's a discount available, I suggest you take advantage of. But most importantly, make sure that you arm yourself with the right information. I can't tell you how many times I've just seen either online, or I've seen speaking to people where they'll explain and they'll jumble, and it can get very confusing. So please make sure that any questions that you have, make sure that you can see it documented, make sure that you can read the fine print, right? Make sure that you can trust the person that is giving you this information, whether that is through reviews, whether that's through, other people that have gone solar with them, right? Their reputation, all those things are very important, because look, full transparency, right? We're talking about it, right? But most of the people that are in the solar industry today that I see, they probably were not in the solar industry 2 years ago, right? They're probably not going to be in the solar industry 2 years from now. So get an opportunity to see how long they've been in the industry. Have they been hopping around from company to company, right? Those are typically bad signs, or signs that the person is relatively new. Not that there's anything wrong with that, right? But you just want to make sure that you understand exactly who it is that you're dealing with, because when there's a problem, right, you want to make sure that somebody is there to be able to answer the phones. So